If, if you can buy one of those and never give them your phone number, or you'll be getting a call from them on a daily basis, and they'll be calling you with this deal. I just happen to have this coin that, it's really popular, really rare, and blah, blah, blah. But that's why you see a lot of those. Would you like to comment any further, Robert?
Yes. They're doing it because gold's up.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing it because they dramatically need business. They'd be out of business if it wasn't for that junk gold trade, we'll call it. And they give you about 30 cents on the dollar. So if you paid $100 for something, you get $30. And everything's melted down and reused again. And I don't know whether they re-refine or not. And I don't know how they do that. But anyway, that's what it is. I don't think it signals anything other than most of the sellers are hard up for money. I mean, look at their credit card bills. You should see the letters I get every day. It's incredible. Just people, 100,000 here, 12,000 there, 23 here. People are buried. So they need the money to eat, maybe.
Well, those are the advertisements for people, for those refiners or those dealers or jewelers, right, to buy your gold. But there is a lot of other advertisement where it's just not buying the gold, but they're trying to sell something. And you're right, if they don't generate these leads, they're looking for business.
Well, I'd say that the jewelry business is probably off 50%. And it's not only the price of gold or silver, it's more. The people don't have the money to spend. Mm-hmm. And at the upper level, they're buying top quality merchandise, whereas the average person might spend $1,500. People who are real buyers are spending 10 or 20 or 30,000, and that's the big difference. But all they're trying to do is make a living. It has nothing to do with anything, and people are broke. Okay, what do we got here? We got Joe. Speculation. A few months ago, I asked you if the dollar would be used as the best of the worst currency, and the comment was no. Given the recent strength in all things dollar, do you still believe assets will rush out to dollar-denominated assets? And if so, what is your estimate time horizon for this event? Well, I'll tell you one thing. I never expected a move from 74 to 86 or 7. And so I, like most other people, got caught flat-footed on that. And we didn't put out any short recommendations on the USDX. So we were safe there, but it did run up. Now, if you look at the chart, there's a perfect, and I mean perfect, head and shoulders, which is the most dangerous chart of all charts. And if gold goes back up to 88 or 9 and then falls back down, say, to 80 or 78, you know there's a real correction, and you know that you just begun a bear market in the dollar. But that again will remain to be seen as well. I don't think that the value of the dollar is going to last forever. I think that the euro will base out between 120 and 125, and later it will go lower, but not right now. And so I think the big gains of the dollar come at the expense of the euro. So if it stabilizes just temporarily for 120, what's temporary? 6 months to a year. If it holds in that area, then it won't influence anything. Let's just put it that way. There's a second part to this question from Joe. GLD and SLV and other precious metals ETFs are being used as a giant pressure relief valves to stunt the parabolic growth in physical metals. Rick Santelli alluded to that fact on this past Friday, stating that GLD does not have the gold reserves that it claims to have, in his opinion. Joe said he went to CNBC to get the clip that he saw. It wasn't there, which happens all the time. So this is the kind of managed news that we're getting. Let's see here. Question here is, how long can they keep this up? And I think it gets more and more difficult every day because they're using derivatives. And the COMEX and the LBMA are levered 100 to 1 or more. And that can't go on indefinitely when you don't have physical you can deliver. And so I think that there's going to be great pressure on all the markets from here on out. And you saw what just happened to oil, when it came down from 86 to 79 something. That's quite a drop. So there are warning signs out there. He said, warn the subscribers and listeners to the dangers of shorting oil and oil stocks at these levels. If anything happens in the Middle East, oil could double overnight, leading to margin calls that could wipe out many investors. And Joe's right. And right now, oil is not expensive, and I don't even know whether it'll have any demonstrations or riots or whatever. Could be. A lot of people are predicting trouble in Europe this summer. We'll see. The key to this whole thing is that the banks don't have any money. They're still broke. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Next question.
Bob, there's been a lot of, I got a whole page of various, and you were included, a lot of predictions and so forth of various, people, and it all seems like summer to the end of the year. Is there any one month or, any way to zero in closer, or are we just, hey, 6 months?
We're just all guessing. The information I gave out in Saturday's issue, I get from someone who went to the meeting at the Federal Reserve last week. And they said that they expect just several banks will be left starting in November and onward. And maybe it'll be 20, but they're going to absorb them. They get the controller and the currency in 2,000 different banks. They only send them in there when it's ready to be sold, bottle up, close down, whatever. And we are headed that way. And if you count in the prepayment on dues for the FDIC for the banks, they get about $90 billion. And that's hardly enough 10 medium-sized institutions to take that out. So I expect difficult times, very difficult times.
Starting this fall or sooner?
Yeah, I think they know that they're going to lose the election. They know that what they have done is anathema to the American people. They know the American people are just absolutely frustrated. I'll just put it that way. And most of the incumbents are going to get kicked out, and they're going to have to buy them out. And I don't know that the new people coming in are